So is Crash Bandicoot an ancient god that's worshipped? Because this is like a temple, and they got his face engraved on the wall. Is he their god?
Is he their god or is he their chosen one?
Chosen one! I'm coming!
I didn't even know this was a company, Universal Interactive Studios.
That's where you start the episode.
When and where?
When you say I didn't know this was I didn't know this was a company.
I didn't know this was a company. Naughty Dog.
Ugh, Naughty Dog.
Yeah, I know about Naughty Dogs. Oh my God, what a horrible.
Look at that schnoz.
That's weird, man. There's my guy, Crash Bandicoot, baby. Welcome back to Watson James Don't Play. My name is Captain Insano.
And I'm the water boy.
Password? Just start the game.
Yeah, what are we?
It's not that complicated. Just get in there. Last week we said we'd play Final Fantasy Tactics.
James screwed me again. As is his way.
As I'm wont to do.
As previously discussed on this show.
I don't know why I do it either.
If I suggest a game for us to play, there's a good chance it's unplayable in some way.
When I was a kid, I was like, let's go this way. Nope, you can't. You cannot. Look at his face. He's just, he doesn't look like he's having a good time.
He's stressed. He's real stressed about your abilities so far.
You must bounce
on it.
Crazy style.
Did you catch the extended cut yet on streaming?
Oh, on the Peacock? No,
The extended cut of Nosferatu is currently streaming on Peacock. If anybody wants to check that out,
you see his vampire wiener for 2 seconds longer.
You light a couple of candles, you turn off all the lights, and you just sit in the dark and brood while you watch the movie.
Sometimes you got to brood, dog.
Look, Batman made a career of it. You know.
And then his superhero
and he fights crime.
Cohorts made fun of him before it.
Always. He's such a whiner.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I'd take a whiner though over just like a little goody good like Superman.
You don't like Superman?
I've never really cared for Superman.
We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
You don't like him. That's fine. I get it.
Look, I know a lot of superheroes, their powers and abilities and stuff changed over the years. You know, different comic book writers would give them powers or bend their powers to fit a storyline.
Superman always has a new power that pops up. And
Superman there for a while was having new powers pop up. Just
odd. I never understood that. And I like Superman. I just don't like the whole, like you said, just... can be anything.
If it's lazy and, you know, not like a clever twist on a power, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure the first time he blew his super breath and actually froze something, that was like a new twist.
The first time he blew his super load and killed Lois Lane in the process.
It'd be like a shotgun going off and just blast her in half, right? Like
literally blows her back out. Bye-bye, Lois. Sorry about that.
Did you wonder where that expression came from? Now you know.
Now you know. That one run, Superman AD, where the three arc run or whatever, where he kills Lois Lane on accident. I missed how many boxes?
I liked it when
11?
When she came back as a robot. That was fun.
And he still fucked her.
She got the Metallo treatment, and now she has kryptonite inside her, so she can handle it.
Oh, this is disgusting.
That's canon, right?
This conversation is disgusting. It makes me sick.
Let's not harp on the ones we don't like. Let's harp on the ones we do like. Bring them down a peg.
Bounce crazy. Oh, there it is. All right.
So last week I did say that I was going to be watching more Adventure Time.
Yeah, how's that going?
And we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I like it. I will say that first off. It's a fun show. It's easy for me to have on while I do other things.
It's a great background show.
Great background show because you just catch a joke, you know.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's silly. But yeah, not too distracting and stuff. And like I said before, 12-minute episodes, I didn't know. So, yeah, they just fly by. But really, what I want to talk to you about is something that I bought last week that has taken over pretty much all of my watching hours.
Good. Talk about it.
In the last week, I have consumed about 5 seasons worth of The Facts of Life.
That's unexpected.
Just going to let that land properly.
That's very strange. But you're on your Facts of Life shit. I'm on my Murder She Wrote / Columbo shit. Which, by the way, those shows are completely interchangeable.
To you, yeah.
To me, anyway.
Yeah,
I know that they're not, and to say such a thing is probably going to give me some flack. But to me, they're the same show.
Yeah. All the Columbo fans are going to be pissed.
I don't
in the
care.
Comments.
Listen.
No.
They're made like the showrunners are the same for both shows. They made Columbo, and then they're like, now we're going to make one with Angela Lansbury. Columbo for the ladies, so to speak.
Fun fact, do you know who directed one of the first Columbos? Steven Spielberg.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Isn't that fun?
That is fun.
I was excited when you said that you were watching Murder, She Wrote. And I was like, you gotta throw Columbo into that mix.
Gotta. Because, again, they're
just gotta. And I'm glad to hear that it's worked out. Honorable mentions to In the Heat of the Night and Matlock. They're in that same vein. Old guy puts together a murder.
So, real quick, is Crash like the goblin of his species?
He does.
Like she looks like what the bandicoots are probably like. Most of them look like they just look like furries.
Oh, so you're gonna uphold the Bandicoot beauty standard, you piece of shit! God, you Bandicoot supremacist!
And Crash,
what is your fucking problem?
Crash is just this weird little goblinoid they send off to do their shit.
I think he's what the kids today would call a gooner.
Reading card. No, I don't want to save the. All right, I'll save the game. Fuck it.
I'll save it.
Okay. Save it.
Save both percent.
Save it. We'll play it again someday.
All 2% that we've completed so far.
Loading. My friend Joe, when I was a kid, he had a PS1.
No, we're not talking about Joe. We're not done with the Facts of Life, so we're going to talk about Joe on the Facts of Life.
Joe on the Facts of Life
first.
And his PS1.
Joe on the Facts of Life is a girl. First of all, it's very Little Women.
Joe, I didn't know that about you.
Natalie, Tootie, and Blair.
I know Tootie.
All under the care of Mrs. Garrett.
So tell me, quiz boy, are you prepared for a world of jocks led by President Tootie?
So tell me about Tootie and her bullshit.
So it's an old sitcom. So obviously
Are you sure?
So all the characters are pretty, I don't want to say one note or two-dimensional.
All right, now I want you boys to scream real loud at my ass.
That kind of thing?
Well, fun fact, the first episode of The Facts of Life, it is technically a spin-off. So it does have little Gary Coleman in the pilot episode of The Facts of Life and stuff.
I didn't realize that.
Mrs. Garrett was a character and then, spun off to The Facts of Life. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
It is here and there.
It's here and now.
Because you saw the Family Guy clip just now.
Want you kids to scream.
Yeah, you got it.
Stay the hell out of that bike shop. But anyway, when you watch The Facts of Life, what's fun about it is they tackle really specific issues. It's one of those kind of very special episode kind of shows.
They're all very special
episodes. They're pretty much all very they're the facts of life. And the fact of life is a lot of lessons are going to need to be learned.
Sure. I remember the episode of Saved by the Bell where she did the caffeine pills.
Yeah, her caffeine pills.
Yeah. Speed.
Yeah.
She was doing speed, but they called them caffeine pills.
I'm so excited! I'm so excited!
Well, they had to say caffeine pills, but it was a metaphor for speed or whatever. It was an analog for speed, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, it did speed stuff. Right. You know?
It's a way for them to talk about it without having to say she was a meth head or whatever.
Zach, he's on the crank, actually.
And then later she did Showgirls, and you could just see the full arc of what would have happened if she'd stayed on the pills.
Yeah.
I think that's how that works, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll give you this piece of Facts of Life trivia.
Give it to me, baby.
And that's how we'll wrap that up. The last episode that I watched of The Facts of Life was about Natalie's boyfriend, right? So a lot of it takes place at that boy's boarding school. And guess who I saw pop up as just a one-line character, pops his head in a door and back out to give some information? None other than Crispin Glover.
Awesome.
Early 80s, pre-Back to the Future Crispin Glover.
Oh, shit. Was he so weird? Was he weird
Like
then?
I said, he was like a head that popped in a door, and I go, is that Crispin Glover? And by the time I looked it up, he had been off screen for a couple of minutes.
Like, shit, that was him.
And it was, in fact, him.
Awesome.
So that's a little fun fact. Lots of guest stars on the Facts of Life. Molly Ringwald's in the early seasons.
Well, that's fun.
It's lots of fun stuff. Anyway, talk about your friend Joe, who I understand is a boy.
You could say that.
Did he have a motorcycle?
No, he works in pest control now, I think.
Lame.
Yeah, right.
So far, Facts of Life is winning.
Anyway, he had a PS1, and I went to hang out at his house one time, and he had Crash Bandicoot, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, Crash Bandicoot, let's play that. And he's like, no, I want to play NASCAR. And I go, what?
Ugh. I did have NASCAR for PlayStation 1. It was like NASCAR 98 or whatever.
So he pops it in, right? And we're going through I'm watching him play.
Did you play as Dick Trickle?
So I'm watching. God damn it!
I always played as Dick Trickle.
No, I don't know who you played as. Anyway, I was like, oh, this is it. You just kind of go in the circle. I said, are there any tracks with like different turns? And he goes, nope.
It's NASCAR, dog. It's all turning left.
I didn't know that.
You just turn left.
And I said, do you have any other racing games that don't suck? And he goes, I like NASCAR. And I'm like, I got that.
No, we've established that.
I gathered that much.
With you on that point. Building off of that thought, though, other racing games, perhaps.
Right. And I go, well, you got all these other games that you won't play, and I don't want to watch you play NASCAR, so I'm just gonna walk home. I'm gonna go. This sucks. Whoa. God, this is all just like Twitch. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
It's all just Twitch reflexes.
Is it coming back to you?
No. I mean, maybe a little. I'm doing okay.
To an extent, a little bit of the Frogger came back to me.
Yeah, it was kind of coming back.
But it was still very...
But it came back too late because then the episode was over.
Well, not only that, but like, just because it came back doesn't mean my old hands can still execute the maneuvers.
Sure.
But as we discussed, there's no finesse in that game.
That went okay. That was cool.
If you touch the button, you're going to complete that action.
Sure, yeah.
You can't abort any of it.
They wanted so badly for Crash Bandicoot to be a mascot, to be the new Mario.
He was.
Everybody wanted the new Mario.
Do you remember the old commercials they used to do? Not even for just the game, but just for PlayStation in general, that had the live action mascot character Bandicoot.
He was. I don't disagree with that, but I'm saying that Mario,
because that's not up for debate.
Mario stood the test of time. Crash Bandicoot was just too extreme.
Mario's just better character design.
Yeah.
Sorry, it just is. It's
right.
Very simple but iconic, and that's the key to good character design if you want to do that.
Crash was great for 5 years or whatever that he was a big deal for.
He served his purpose well. There's a generation of kids who love him. We love him. Yeah, he's great. There are people out there with the mask tattoos and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
The mask is cool.
The mask is dope, as was the movie. Mask.
I picked up. Oh, okay. All right. Jeez.
Something about wooden masks in the 90s. We were into it.
I picked up, this is at the Scholastic Book Fair when I was a kid. It was how to draw Crash Bandicoot characters. And I did the first one, which was, how to draw Crash Bandicoot. And then and here's some other characters you can draw. And I go, oh, okay. I don't know who any of these people are. But I did them all. Why not,
I mean, yeah.
And I didn't follow instructions. All I did was open the book. I looked at a picture of the finished product, and I go, I just need to do that. And I did, and it was fine.
Well, it was teaching you how to draw a specific thing. It wasn't trying to teach you the fundamentals of drawing in general.
So, the fundamentals of it was it had a step-by-step, draw the circle.
You
draw
just skipped
draw
step
the cross.
2 and 3. You went from 1 to 4.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was just never really good at erasing the lines that weren't supposed to be there. Like the structural stuff.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. So when you do a drawing like you're describing, and let's say I want to draw a head, so I draw a basic oval shape. Eventually, I'm going to have enough stuff on that drawing that I won't need that basic oval shape anymore.
Right, and then what do you do with the oval shape?
What do you do with the oval shape? Yeah, that's more what you're describing. Like that meme that's like, how to draw an owl. Step 1, draw 2 circles. Step 2, draw the rest of the fucking owl.
Right, exactly, though.
That's kind of what it is. What I do is I do a combination. Either I don't draw an underdrawing really at all. I'll do a specific point, and I'll say, here's a dot. That dot will eventually be a shoulder or whatever.
Okay.
I don't draw the shoulder or the under. You know what I mean? I can make a mental note to myself, don't forget it's going to be right here. But also, I'm going to put it in with detail and stuff. So don't put a bunch of mess that I have to erase or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Or I'll just try to incorporate that stuff into my drawing. A lot of my drawing is stylized anyway. I don't go for realism. I mean, cameras exist. What are we doing?
Yeah, but you have a cool style. That's tough to pull off. All I could ever really do is I could draw Goku pretty well. You know what I mean?
If people want an example of my style, they can look at the picture for this channel on
Right.
YouTube.
You did
that. That's us as a two-headed freak in the old school freak show, kind of proud to be Carney's way.
That came about because you sent me one of your drawings, and I go, oh, just kind of redo this, and that'll be the logo of the show.
We can make that work.
Yeah. I was like, I want the idea is that you and I are conjoined twins.
Yeah. So,
But I'm, bald and weird, and you're beautiful,
and I'm a little skinny,
and you're
a little skinny boy,
my hot little twink,
just a hot-mouthed twink. What gave me the idea,
slippery baby,
for that
slippery baby,
that kind of thing, was honestly Mr. Show with Bob and David.
Oh, really? That's fun.
So when you and I were in the early stages of doing this show, I thought to myself, like, okay, so we're two guys. We are the only force behind this. There's no other team of people. There's nothing we have to worry about other than whatever we want to do.
Right. No, we don't have a production crew to satisfy. There's no weird producers. Besides us, we're the weird producers.
And you and I are as similar as we can be. We are different people. So what I like to focus on for this show is the things that are only the both of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
I want to accentuate the things that only you and I together could come up with. And then I saw an old interview with, I think it was Bob Odenkirk, who was talking about Mr. Show and how he did it with David Cross. And obviously a bunch of other people worked on it too, but the main creative force behind it was always those two. So they would write a lot of it, just the two of them, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they always said the same thing, like, the show is not mine or his. The show is this big two-headed creature that forms when we get together. That's what Mr. Show is.
I saw an interview with, this is related to that and how it all comes about. It was one of the Hot Ones episodes. It had one of the Always Sunny guys on it.
Sure.
I forget the Mac. Whoever plays Mac.
Rob McElhenney?
I don't know how to
I can
say
never
it.
say his last name correctly.
Anyway, he was on the show, and basically the question was, how do you keep things rolling? Because the show's been on for 17 years now, or something like that.
Yeah.
And like, how do you deal with creative differences? And it's the three guys do the writing for the show, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a voting thing. If two of them like it, then they do it.
Then they're gonna do it.
Then they're gonna do it, and that's the way it is, and they have to move on.
Yeah.
And more often than not, it's never a big deal. Whatever idea someone might disagree with.
I saw them argue over gunshot sounds in a particular scene. One of them thought it was funny if Frank pulled out his gun and it just shot, the clicking sounds because he was empty, and one of them thought it was funny if he had some bullets that it would actually shoot like a couple holes in the ceiling. Stuff like that. That's just, it's choices. It's your taste. It's not make or break for the story or the show, but it's something that comes from your brain and reflects your sensitivities and sensibilities.
So yeah, the idea is that if two of them agree with it and the other one doesn't, too bad.
Now they're fucked ourselves by having just two people, so there is no tiebreaker.
We're just two brothers.
If one of us doesn't want to do something, generally speaking, we can be talked into it, but we do respect each other too. We take stuff out for each other, put stuff in for each other, trusting that it's going to work and be funny or whatever. And I like that too. I like that collaborative spirit of it.
For sure.
That's the little peek behind the curtain of the way we do things. So sorry, no Final Fantasy Tactics this week. That was a direct act of sabotage by James. He has been reprimanded and that is in his permanent file.
I'm fucking rocking and rolling, though. You seeing this shit?
And you're making it look easy.
I'm awesome at this.
You're making it look easy.
It's all coming back to me. It's like riding a bike.
This is like the opposite of your Frogger experience, right?
Yeah. Why? I want to know, so is Crash Bandicoot an ancient god that's worshipped? Because this is like a temple, and they got his face engraved on the wall. Is he their god?
Is he their god or is he their chosen one?
Chosen one!
Like, is he who was foretold? Or, is he... Do they think he is the literal, like, old god?
My name is Betty.
And you think my references are, like, obscure and weird. That's what's funny.
I am a great magician. Your shirt is red.
You're like, Venture Brothers? I don't even know if people will get that
Nobody
reference.
knows what a Venture Brother is.
And then you go off on another 10-minute.
The Venture Brothers didn't even know what they were for a long time.
You shut your mouth.
They didn't know they were clones.
Talk about two creators behind a show that
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the characters themselves.
Masterpiece.
The characters themselves didn't know what they were.
You're on thin ice. Let's just say
Okay.
that. You're on thin ice.
How do I kill that guy? Did I just jump over him? Can I warthog him?
I did see that my art book, Venture Brothers,
Look at him. He's like, I'm gonna fuck this pig.
making a Venture Brothers book, has already doubled in price.
Jesus.
Because they are not bringing that show back.
I got a buddy of mine. You ever buy? Of course you do. Secondary market collectibles that were exclusives to, let's say, one retail outlet 10 years ago.
Yeah, I just brought it. I actually literally just ordered a clear vinyl record that was limited to 5,000 copies, exclusive to H&M only.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it came out about 6 years ago.
That's badass.
I'm not going to name who it is because they're a canceled band.
Okay.
But I gave you enough information.
You better tell me off the air.
That if you look about 6 to 8 years ago or so, H&M had a clear vinyl exclusive deal with the band. Yeah.
And now we don't talk about them.
And I have it on vinyl. It was actually super cheap because, again, canceled band.
Again, nobody really actually wanted it.
Not
anymore, anyway.
I have some comedy records by some canceled comedians from like the 60s and 70s. I have a little shrine of like, you remember that part in V for Vendetta when Stephen Fry's like, look at this room, this portrait could get me shot to death or whatever, you know?
So close.
Because he's got
so
his
close, baby.
His little contraband room of art. That's what I'm keeping. I'm keeping things that just won't be in print again or never should have been.
Mine wasn't so bad. I don't know if he's a canceled wrestler, but he was a piece of shit.
There's like a 30% chance if he was a wrestler, he should be canceled.
Right. No, it was a friend of mine's birthday, and he likes Funko Pops, has a big collection of them.
Ew.
Okay, well, regardless, he likes them, and
that's cool. I mean, yeah.
And I wanted to find one that was interesting.
Good luck.
Well, I found one.
Sorry, I'm just slamming Funkos for no reason. I had a couple.
This was it was a GameStop exclusive for the Ultimate Warrior, and I would go, oh hell yeah!
Oh, rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior.
You're right.
Yeah.
Was he canceled?
I don't think so.
No, probably should have been.
Because I saw a pretty big I saw a pretty big outpouring for him whenever he passed, and
That's
I feel
true.
like that probably wouldn't have happened if
his sin was he did tons of cocaine, but everyone did.
Yeah.
You know, like if you were a wrestler in the 80s and 90s, you did the cocaine.
I think that
you
was
just fucking did.
That was the original recipe for sugar, right? It was just cocaine. They didn't change it to sugar until like sometime in the 90s. Prior to that, everybody putting sugar in their coffee was just doing cocaine.
It's pronounced La Cocaina.
La cocaina?
La Cocaina.
La cocaina?
A native fortress. Okay. I don't like where this is going.
It's going to be...
Crash Bandicoot, are you an invading force?
Are you culturally sensitive, Crash?
It's like the same fucking level from before.
Yeah,
we're just recycling.
You got to go up.
Where? Up?
Bounce. And then bounce to the right.
And then bounce on it. What style should I bounce on it?
Crazy style.
Crazy style.
Yeah.
I can only roll my R's on the show. I cannot roll them like in the wild.
Well, that's twice as good as me. I can't roll them on the show or outside the show.
I don't know where that. I'm surprised I can do it. It's weird.
I took like 3 years of Spanish, and I still can't do it.
And that's part of the dialect.
The teacher was kind of annoyed. I think she thought I was like doing it on purpose.
Spanish class was so weird. It was the band teacher that also taught Spanish, and he couldn't speak Spanish very well, so I don't know how he got roped into that. Most of the time, we were just making enchiladas and saying our colors. Roja,
Rojo.
biblioteca, and that kind of stuff.
Donde es la biblioteca?
Okay.
Pardóname.
No, but seriously, where's the fucking library? I got to shit.
Escúchame?
Quit shitting in the library. I can't help it. It's just I feel so safe.
Y'all, is this the nosotros conjugation, or are we using the formal usted version?
Call me Dewey Decibel right before I finish.
It's just something really funny to me about a southern type accent doing Spanish.
There's just something very funny about the Dewey Decimal System.
Dewey Decimal is a great system. No, it's not. It's all right.
It's fine.
I like the
one that we used.
What's the one the Library of Congress uses? I like their system better.
That's still open? They still got Library of Congress? They didn't shut it down yet?
I'm hearing.
I bet it's due for termination soon enough.
I'm hearing its funding has been slashed.
Oh, books? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Get rid of them immediately.
They don't have the Congressional Library anymore. It's just a singular iPhone with access to the X website.
It's
That's all it is.
When you said X website, I thought X videos website. I'm like, oh my.
I bet you did, you little perv.
You fucking pervert. You fucking. Kind of piddled out there.
You did.
Watch the fire. Watch the fire.
You don't have a lot of contempt for pervs. You're not a self-loathing perv.
No, of course not. Do whatever you want. I don't care.
Do whatever you want. Whatever happens
long as you
between
don't-
consenting adults
Right.
is their business.
Don't hurt anybody, but put stuff in your butt. I don't give a
Unless
fuck.
they're okay with you hurting them.
Put stuff in their butt if they're
I
into
want to
it.
see it in writing that they're okay with you hurting them.
If you've got somebody that you know that you trust and they want you to put stuff in their butt, do it.
Find a notary, get that form signed, and have at it.
Fucking get after it, dog. Don't let me stop you.
Should we become notaries? Should we become notary publics?
Oh, I used to be in a republic.
Yeah. Should we get up on that?
Do it again? Why not? Fuck it.
My aunt was one.
Yeah, you can do it. Anyone can do it.
You can do it. just
You
gotta
can.
get-
We can do that. We can learn how to use the what do you call it? The courtroom typewriter thing.
stenography.
Could learn how to do that and just.
I don't
work-
really want to learn shorthand.
We could just work in what's left of government. You know.
Well, I just think it could be handy to fight fascism with a little more bureaucracy, and becoming a notary would probably help us,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah. That's true though. You want to slow things down.
Red
Become
tape,
a-
baby.
Get all the red tape you can fucking muster.
Mire it in lawsuits and or bureaucracy.
We can't get anything done. I know.
That's the idea.
Yeah. It's designed.
Blow the machine.
Y'all are fucking too fast.
Proud of everybody who didn't go out shopping on this economic blackout date that we just had.
I accidentally bought groceries. I forgot what day it was. I'm a piece of shit.
I only supported a local candy shop.
Oh, that's fine.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
That's the point, is supporting local businesses. I
Oh.
went and bought candy that I didn't need.
Back to the native fortress. I failed the bonus round. Idiot.
It was good candy too. I got a mixture. I got one of those like build your own bags, like you just fill a bag with random candy and then
Yeah.
they charge you by weight. It's one of those kind of places.
I got a coworker sent me yesterday.
I got candy cigarettes.
A coworker sent me yesterday. Hell yeah. Like,
Badass.
dude, are they like, what do they look like? They look like candy cigarettes?
I'll send you a picture.
Tight. And
They're not the hard chalk sticks either. They're an actual gum.
they're actual cigarettes.
They're actual cigarettes.
They're just straight up cigarettes.
They just sprinkled sugar on some tobacco leaves? I don't even think this was ever a child's treat.
It's super badass.
It's really badass, though. I roll them up in my sleeves like a greaser.
Oh. Ew, pushy.
Any final thoughts on Crash Bandicoot here? You seem to be doing great. I'd say this is probably an A plus for you.
Now, a coworker sent me a bag of somebody threw a bag of amiibos in the trash yesterday, and I could not believe it. I see things like that, and I go, "Listen, I'm not saying sell everything online. I get that selling stuff on like Marketplace and places like that is a real pain in the ass, but like find somebody you know.
At least ask.
You know what I mean? Like,
At least do the cursory ask around.
yeah, be like." Text a buddy and be like, "Hey, you want these old amiibos? I guarantee you know somebody that would take them. Don't just throw them in the garbage."
Yeah,
But I'm glad you did.
I was just playing my my Switch Lite. I was playing a Kirby game for it, and they had a little spot for an amiibo, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about amiibos.
Yeah.
Forgot those even existed."
Nintendo's like, "You think people are gonna spend money on this?" Yeah, of course they will. I gotta have stuff to collect, man.
Nintendo making small collector's items out of pieces of plastic? That doesn't sound like
That doesn't
them.
sound like them, not at all. No, of course not.
Peripheral equipment. What?
Peripheral. No, fire!
Oh, you get one more. You get one more chance.
And that's it.
And that's it. Ooh, I made some new songs, though, so we'll have a new outro song
Oh,
this week.
cool. Very nice.
That'll be fun.
You're hearing it right now.
You're hearing it right now. You can't unhear it now. It's too late.
Game over, bitch.
Like, subscribe, whatever you fucking feel like doing.